Okay, class. This is our physical and chemical properties worksheet. It's a part of our assignment to finish after we complete the mystery assignment. So I just wanted to show you the expectation here in case you didn't really see what we're doing. So number one, 1 through 22 are all just different situations. And your job is to type in CP if it is a chemical property or PP if it is a physical property. So if you need to use your notes that we took yesterday to help, you can. That's not a problem. It's a tool. And so, especially while learning, it's important to use tools so that you kind of commit your understanding to memory, right? And so, there's a list of physical properties. We're not asking you to memorize all of them, but as you use them, you're going to learn what's the difference between these kind of physical and chemical properties. And hopefully, you'll be able to answer these questions pretty simple. They're just examples. So, oxygen is odorless and colorless. Is that a physical property or a chemical property? You got to think about with physical properties, those five senses, right? Odor is a smell, color is what we see. So these are things we observe. So that would be talking about physical properties. Oxygen is odorless and colorless. Copper turns green when exposed to the environment. So this is actually the ability to change, right? The copper is turning, it's changing from one color like to another. And so that observation would be a chemical property, right? So make sure when you're looking at these scenarios, you're looking at, well, what are those things that I can observe right now? And what are those things that I'm observing in action or they are occurring, right? And there are examples of those in your notes. If you need to go back or toggle between screens, you can do that to complete this assignment. No problem. It's just going to help you learn those things, and that is not an issue. So you're going to answer those 22 examples, and then down here, it says to choose one of the examples that you labeled physical property and justify why it is an example of a physical property. Use clues from the example given and what we have learned in class to support your answer. So if I did number one, I labeled number one as a physical property because odor and color are two things you observe using the five senses. And those observations are okay. And then I also think it's a physical property because um, those are properties that were observed in the moment, right? And there's no change. This is where you might talk about why it's not a chemical property, not just why it is a physical property, right? So I might talk about there is no change occurring, okay? Right? The chemical property, and then you're going to do the same thing, but with a chemical property. And so you'll choose one thing that you label chemical property. I label number two chemical property because the copper is changing, right? And then I can say, right up here, it says, I also think it's a chemical property because it's not staying the same. We're not just measuring something, we're not just observing something in the moment, we're observing in the ability to change. So you guys take this little video if you need it. Just if anyone's confused, I wanted to make sure you had a resource. So you can complete this. These two assignments are due by the end of the week. And we're treating them together like a lab grade, the investigation and these properties worksheet, kind of like a lab grade. And then hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Good luck today. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.